Hello Year 9, Miss Young here. I'm going to be talking to you now about what English literature at GCSE involves so that you've got a good understanding of what you're going to encounter over the next 2 years. Alright, so I thought I'd start by talking to you about some of the benefits to studying English literature. Now, literature obviously provides you with the opportunity to encounter a really wide range of human experiences and emotions. So when we're studying a play or a poem or a novel, through the characters, through the themes, through the plot, we can experience the highs, the joys. We can also experience the sadness and ideas of loss. Which is obviously really, really helpful because it enables you to become very empathetic towards other people. It also provides you with the opportunity to discuss and explore things from different perspectives and to engage with those emotions yourself. Because you're going to be exposed to different forms and types of literature, like plays, prose, so novels, poetry, your writing and your ability to use language and structure for effect is also going to be improved. And that's going to help you in your English language exams. So although they are separate and you get separate qualifications, there's going to be a crossover, which is brilliant. Another benefit to studying literature is that it encourages you to gain that appreciation for different contexts and cultures. Okay, so we look at the different contexts of the texts we're studying, and although some of our texts are from British greats like Shakespeare, we also have other authors and other poets who are from different cultures, and that hopefully will give you a much greater awareness of the wider world and the rich literature that it has to offer. Okay, so those are a few things. There are a lot more. I mean, I could talk a long time about the benefits of just having a love of reading, and obviously we want to instill that in you because that love of reading can massively support you throughout life in terms of well-being, but also a lot of great leaders in fields like business and science also are voracious readers. And so a love of reading is something I would also really like to instill over the next 2 years. So your assessment objectives for literature, they are not too dissimilar to what we assess you on at Key Stage 3 because we want to introduce the skills early on so you're familiar with them. So assessment objective 1, that when you are writing, when you are studying, that you need to be conscious of, is showing detailed knowledge of the content of the literary texts. So do you understand the main ideas, plot, characters, themes of the text you are studying? Can you reference moments in the text, quotations, to back up your understanding and ideas? Assessment objective 2 is showing awareness of the contexts. So when was the poem or play or novel written? What might have influenced the author? How might their experiences have shaped what they have written? And what might their intentions be in having written it? Assessment objective 3 is something you should be very familiar with because it's analysis of language, structure and form. And this is something that a lot of you are very good at anyway. But at GCSE, within Key Stage 4, we look at really unpicking why the writer has used specific words or used specific techniques and methods to create effects and what those effects are. So we really push you to get the most out of whatever you're studying, whatever quotation you are analysing. And assessment objective 4 is to communicate an informed personal response. So another difference between Key Stage 3 and Key Stage 4, we do not want you to be limited necessarily by what we in the classroom are saying about a text. You need to have the confidence and to develop your own line of thought and ideas. So it's about you really building up that confidence so that you can write essays which develop a line of thought or an argument in response to a question, and to do so clearly. And obviously, to be able to do that clearly, you do still in literature need to have very accurate grammatical structures in place. so that your meaning is super clear. In terms of examinations, you will sit 2 examinations for literature. They are equal weighting, both worth 50%. One of the exam papers will be on poetry and prose. It's externally assessed, so I don't mark it. Okay, it's marked by an examiner who doesn't know you. And paper 2 is on 2 drama texts. So we'll study 2 different plays, and you will have 2 questions based on those texts. What will you be studying? You will definitely be studying this novel, Purple Hibiscus, which is by Adichie. It's a fantastic novel. It's about a young girl, Kambili, who is growing up in Nigeria. And I won't give away too much. I will move this so that you can see the blurb if you'd like to. But it's about this young girl, Kambili, who is very shy, very scared to speak her mind, to use her voice. She grows up in quite a difficult family environment, and the novel basically shows her blossoming as she finally finds the confidence to speak up for herself, to stand up for herself and voice how she feels and what she's thinking. So it's a really fantastic novel to study. I love teaching this. You're also going to study 15 different poems. Okay, they're listed here. Now, these poems cover a range of different themes. Some of the themes are to do with loss, some of them are to do with identity, some of them are to do with power and dominance. We will cover them all in year 10. All right, so by the end of year 10, you will have studied Purple Hibiscus and all 15 of the poems. You will also be studying a Shakespeare play, and we're going to be studying Othello, which is a fantastic play. It's a tragedy, and so there's some darker elements to it, and it's about a war hero, a general called Othello, who unfortunately trusts the wrong people, and we see the tragic consequences of misplaced trust. In this play, we've got a brilliant villain called Iago, who I'm sure you are going to love reading about. And based on how brilliant you've all been at reading aloud in the last 2 years, I'm sure we're going to have a lot of fun reading this play. It's very dramatic. The final play that we're going to study is going to be confirmed a little bit later. So we have a choice, and we're going to decide that by the end of this year. So I can let you know ahead of time. You won't be studying it till year 11, but the syllabus will change, and so these are the options that you will have in year 11. I will pick an option after conferring with the other English department members of staff, and we will pick one which we think enables you to demonstrate the highest level of understanding, so you can do the absolute best possible in your examinations. Ultimately, Year 9, I'm very excited and looking forward to teaching you next year for literature. I know it's not an option, you've got to do it, but I am looking forward to doing that, especially with all of you. So I really genuinely hope you enjoy studying these books and plays and poems, and hopefully it will instill that love of reading which you can take with you past KIS into your later life. Thank you.